had two very important legal victories. One was about women's entry into a religious place of worship. So we won that case in the Supreme Court. And another was against, the instant triple divorce. Thanks to the patriarchal misinterpretations, in our country, the commonest form of divorce in the Muslim community had come to be that the man will just occur these three, he'll just say these three words. And in that instant, that moment, she is divorced and she has to be thrown out and she has no rights after that. She can't collect her belongings. She can't even collect her children. So that also the Supreme Court ruled in our favor. That has now been made illegal.
So now a Muslim man cannot pronounce or write or in any way unilaterally divorce his wife by uttering these three words or writing it out or sending out a notice. That has become not just illegal, but it also invites penalty, and it invites an imprisonment of 3 years. So it's a strong law. And in the last 1 year since the law has been passed, we've seen a sheer drop in the number of cases. So while earlier we would get 30-35 cases in just our center in Mumbai of women who have been orally divorced, now this year I just took a stock of it, and in 2020 we don't have even one case. So this is one aspect of the law that has been codified. Very small aspect, but a very significant aspect. And we keep giving this explanation that we are a autonomous, independent, secular organization. And in spite of having brought in a legislation which has impacted 80 million Muslim women in our country, I'm looking at 50% of the population, not to count the children who comprise another maybe 25%, 30% of the population. This legislation has impacted that kind of a group, that kind of a population. And it has given negotiating powers to the women within the family. And we can see the impact that the cases have dropped.
Also, somewhere down, I think around 2015, we started training women Qazis.
Qazi, in India, there are marriages which are solemnized by religious people who are trained in Islamic law. So they undergo a training by which they are able to solemnize a marriage, and then that marriage becomes a legal marriage. A lot of our problems in the community with Muslim women's legal issue is largely because of the male qazis. Okay, so they actually should be ensuring that the girl is 18 before marriage, which they don't do.
And are confirmed in their minds that a husband is superior and a wife has to obey the husband.
A lot of that kind of background work which a qazi is supposed to do, the male qazis were not doing.
So we said, okay, addressing them and educating them and influencing them will be a long-term goal. But in the short run, if women are willing to be trained and, sort of work as qazis, we need to train them.
Women qazis who are trained in the constitution of the country, who are trained in the Quran, who understand the rights of women, and who are also not just a training in the legal aspect, but also the solemnization process also we brought into this training.
Women qazis can be a huge community resource, especially because there is no other, mechanism available. And the available mechanisms are all male-centric. That's why. So yeah, it is a degree of success, I would say.